Welcome to my channel, F1 News. Hey everyone, and welcome to the preview for the 2026 Miami Grand Prix. That's right, Formula One is back after its enforced spring break, and it returns with some tweaks to the regulations. So it'll be really interesting to see whether those changes actually make any difference to qualifying and the racing. On top of that, it's a sprint weekend too, so plenty to look forward to. It's been almost 5 weeks since Kimi Antonelli grabbed that victory at Suzuka, his second consecutive win. Now F1 heads to Florida for the first of 3 U.S. races this season. The Miami Grand Prix is now round 4 of the championship, moved up from what was previously round 6. There's not a great deal to say about the circuit itself, as no major changes have been reported since last year, other than confirmation of the 3 doctor zones on the long runs, after turns 8 and 16 and down the start-finish straight, along with the overtake detection and activation points located just after turns 17 and 18, respectively. Here's a fun stat. Since Miami joined the F1 calendar in 2022, 3 different drivers have won the Grand Prix there, and 3 different drivers have taken pole position too. And of course, 3 also happens to be the number of dry tire compounds available across a race weekend. Yes, it's tire talk time again. The compounds on offer are the softest in the range, the hard C3, the medium C4, and the soft C5. That's the same selection as last season. Tire stress around this circuit is moderate and degradation is low. Last year's winning strategy was actually a one-stopper, with Oscar Piastri starting on mediums before switching to hards on lap 29, and every driver who saw the checkered flag made just 1 pit stop, thanks to that low degradation. Will we see a repeat this year? Most likely, though hopefully there'll be a decent variety of strategies across the field. Track evolution is high, so pay close attention during both qualifying sessions this weekend. Safety cars could also shake things up strategically, given the nature of a street circuit. In fact, 2023 is the only Miami race that didn't feature at least 1 full or virtual safety car. The weather could also be a factor. Miami can be unpredictable, so take this with a pinch of salt, but at the time of recording on Tuesday afternoon, rain is possible on Sunday. The latest forecast as of Wednesday lunchtime is on screen now for you to check out. The schedule this weekend is different from Japan since it's a sprint event, and it's been tweaked further with practice extended by 30 minutes to help drivers adjust to the regulation changes and to account for the gap since the last race weekend. The single 90-minute practice session begins at 5 p.m. Beast on Friday, followed by sprint qualifying at 9:30 that evening. Saturday kicks off with the sprint race at 5 p.m., with Grand Prix qualifying at 9 p.m. Lights out for the race on Sunday is at 9 p.m., all in UK time. I'll be live on Saturday for the qualifying watch-along and back again on Sunday, just after the race for the reaction stream. Now, before we get into predictions, let me quickly run through some of the key news and talking points in Suzuka, because there is one big one heading into Miami. Some regulation tweaks are coming into force this weekend. For a more detailed breakdown, I went live with Chamber last week, so I'll link that stream on screen now. For this preview, here are the key bullet points. For qualifying, there's been an adjustment to energy management, including a reduction in maximum permitted recharge from 8 megajoules to 7, aimed at reducing excessive harvesting and encouraging more flat-out driving. Peak supercap power has been raised to 350 kilowatts to further reduce time spent recharging, and that also applies in races. On the race side, maximum boost power is now capped at plus 150 kilowatts, aimed at reducing dramatic performance gaps. MGUK deployment is maintained at 350 in key acceleration zones, from a corner exit to the next braking point, but limited to 250 elsewhere, again to cut excessive closing speeds. Wet weather rules have also been updated. Blanket temperatures for intermediate tires have been increased to improve grip. Maximum ERS deployment will be reduced to limit torque and improve car control in low grip conditions, and rear warning lights have been simplified. For race starts, a new low-power detection system has been introduced that can identify cars with abnormally low acceleration just after clutch release. If triggered, an automatic MGU-K deployment kicks in to ensure minimum acceleration, helping to reduce the risk of a faster car hitting a slower starting one from behind. A visual warning system on affected cars will also alert drivers behind. And finally, a reset of the energy counter at the start of the formation lap has been implemented to fix a previously identified inconsistency. The race start changes won't actually be active in the race this weekend as they still need testing. But we will see them in practice, which is naturally where they'll be evaluated. A couple of other quick news items worth mentioning, even if not directly Miami related. Alan McNish has been named the new racing director at Audi following Jonathan Wheatley's departure as team principal last month. McNish, who has long been associated with Audi, takes up his new role at Miami and will oversee sporting matters, engineering coordination, driver management, race strategy, garage operations, and on-track media and partner activities. The Turkish Grand Prix is also returning to the Formula One calendar next season, with Istanbul Park securing a deal that keeps the race on the schedule until at least 2031. Great news. It's a fantastic track that's produced some brilliant racing. Looking forward to that and the return of Portimao in 2027 as well. And expect plenty of car upgrades in Miami. Fred Vasseur told Sky Sports at Suzuka that every team will bring new developments to this race. Keep an eye on McLaren in particular, who are reportedly set to unveil an almost entirely new car across Miami and Canada. With rule tweaks and fresh upgrades, we could genuinely be looking at a shaken-up order this weekend. Right, prediction time. These are purely for fun, so please don't be upset if I don't pick your favorite. I'll probably get them wrong anyway. Last time out, Kieran Stepney's picks gave the community a half-point lead, correct on Antonelli on pole, and half points for him and Piastri on the podium, but in the wrong order. I didn't fare as well. The question is whether you can hold on to that lead. Not if I have anything to say about it. Drop your predictions for Grand Prix pole, race winner, podium finishers, fastest lap, total finishers, and one bold pick in the comments. I'll pin one randomly just before FP1 to represent everyone, and we'll review the results before the Canadian Grand Prix in a few weeks. My Miami picks have been tough to settle on. I fancy Mercedes as the team to beat overall, but McLaren, especially Oscar Piastri, looks stronger than expected in Japan. With a big gap between rounds, new upgrades, and the rule changes, it almost feels like a reset, so I'm hedging a bit. Charles Leclerc for Grand Prix pole, on the basis that the qualifying changes genuinely encourage more flat-out laps. George Russell for the race win, Kimi Antonelli in second for a Mercedes 1-2, and either a Ferrari, McLaren, or Max Verstappen in third. I'd love to see Max on the podium, and I hope Red Bull have made progress during the break, but I'll go with Leclerc third since I've already put him on pole. Antonelli for fastest lap, and 17 drivers finishing the race. My bold pick, and I think Pascal might appreciate this one, Audi scoring a double points finish on Sunday, building on what has honestly been a pretty solid start to the season. For them. Whatever happens, this is a genuinely fascinating weekend. As I said on last week's stream, I really hope these regulation changes make a positive impact, because frankly, I'm tired of talking about them. I just want to focus on the racing, the stories it creates, and yes, even the driver market drama. Fingers crossed, though I'll admit I remain skeptical. Right, that is the Miami Grand Prix preview done. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel, F1 News, and press the bell icon so you never miss an upload.